Once upon a time, in a peaceful kingdom surrounded by rolling green hills and golden sunlight, there lived a kind and beautiful girl named Cinderella. Her childhood was filled with warmth and laughter. Her mother would gently brush her hair and whisper, "No matter how hard life becomes, always choose kindness." Cinderella believed those words with all her heart. But happiness does not always last forever. One cold evening, her mother fell terribly ill. As she held Cinderella's tiny hands, she smiled softly and said,
"Be brave, my child. Let your kindness guide you through the darkness."
Soon after, her mother passed away. The house that once echoed with laughter became silent. Years later, Cinderella's father remarried, hoping to bring joy back into their lives. But instead, a cruel stepmother and her two selfish daughters entered the home. After her father's sudden death, Cinderella was left alone with people who treated her like a servant. They gave her endless chores, scrubbing floors, washing clothes, cooking meals, from sunrise until late at night. Yet even in hardship, Cinderella remained gentle. She found comfort in small things, the soft morning breeze, the golden sunset, and her tiny animal friends who listened to her dreams. Deep inside her heart, she still believed that one day, something beautiful would happen. One morning, exciting news spread across the kingdom. The prince was hosting a grand royal ball to find his future bride. Every young woman in the kingdom was invited. Cinderella's heart fluttered with hope. "May I go too?" she asked softly. Her stepmother laughed cruelly. You belong in the kitchen." Still, Cinderella worked tirelessly that day. With the help of her little bird and mouse friends, she finished every task. She even stitched a simple dress from her late mother's old gown. When she looked at her reflection, hope shimmered in her eyes. But hope can be fragile. As soon as her stepsisters saw her ready for the ball, jealousy burned within them. They tore her dress apart. "You will never belong among royalty," her stepmother said coldly. As the carriage rolled away, Cinderella ran into the garden and collapsed beneath the darkening sky. Tears streamed down her face. At that very moment, a soft magical glow filled the air. A fairy godmother appeared. "Why are you crying, my child?" she asked gently. Cinderella wiped her tears. "I just wanted one night, to feel like I belong." The fairy godmother smiled. "With courage and kindness, you already belong." With a wave of her wand, magic sparkled around them. A pumpkin transformed into a shining golden carriage. Mice became elegant horses, and Cinderella's torn dress turned into a breathtaking gown that shimmered like starlight. On her feet appeared delicate glass slippers. But remember, the fairy godmother warned, the magic will end at midnight. Cinderella arrived at the palace, glowing like a dream. When the prince saw her, time seemed to stand still. They danced beneath sparkling chandeliers, laughing and talking as if they had known each other forever. For the first time in years, Cinderella felt truly seen. But then, the clock began to strike 12. Panic filled her heart. She ran down the grand staircase as the magic slowly faded. In her haste, one glass slipper slipped from her foot. The prince tried to follow her, but she had vanished into the night. The next morning, the prince searched the entire kingdom. He carried the glass slipper, determined to find the mysterious girl whose kindness had touched his heart. House after house, he searched. Finally, he arrived at Cinderella's home. Her stepsisters eagerly tried to fit into the slipper, but it was too small. From the corner of the room, Cinderella stepped forward. "May I try?" she asked softly. Her stepmother protested, but the royal guards allowed her. The slipper fit perfectly, and when she revealed the matching slipper from her pocket, the room fell silent. The prince smiled, recognizing her instantly. Cinderella was taken to the palace. Not because of her beauty, but because of her pure heart. She forgave her stepmother and stepsisters, choosing kindness once again. Soon, wedding bells rang throughout the kingdom. And Cinderella learned something important. Kindness is not weakness. Patience is not defeat. And even the darkest nights can lead to the brightest mornings. From that day forward, Cinderella lived not just happily ever after, but bravely ever after.